welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is ghostmutgaming with me, Christopher, and welcome to The Life and Suffering of Sir Brante, a new series right here on this channel. And here's the thing, this game was gifted to me over 2 years ago for my birthday, with the caveat that I should feature it on my channel. Well, we're over 2 years later and I still haven't done so. So, you know what? It's time. It's finally time to give this game a bit of a deep look. Now, I know next to nothing about this game. It is how I tend to want it. I have not looked up anything. As far as I've understood, it's an RPG. As you can see, it's got these sort of fairly popularized art style, not necessarily specifically this art style, but the art style of olden days, if you know what I mean. Many games nowadays have that sort of, that sort of style. I think that it takes place during the French Revolution, but then I also see the Blessed Arcanian Empire. I think that this is this like an add-on or something? I'm not 100% sure. Or if this is part of the title in some ways. I don't know what the Arcanian Empire really is, but I think it's set in the or during the French Revolution, if I'm not incorrect. I know that it's an RPG. I think this is one of those games where choices matters. So we're going to be talking to people, we're going to be making decisions, and those decisions will, sort of decide the outcome of the game in the end. I think this is all true. I don't know, as I have not even started the game. Bloody hell, I tend to start the games at least just check that, settings and stuff are correct, but I think I've got the settings correct. If not, well, we'll change it to the next episode, I suppose. So, you know what? There's really not a whole lot else to say. I am very curious about this one, and it's gonna be interesting to see how this one plays. So, yeah, why don't we just start off a new game? And we are obviously gonna be Sir Chris Brante. Apparently, interesting text there. Choose your name carefully. Other characters will address you exactly like this. Yes, I would expect them to, as that is the name that I've chosen. Is this really? How is this related to anything? I don't know. There are some game mode thingamajigs here. So basically, I can restart chapters if I want to. I don't think I will, but I'm not going to be playing on Iron Man simply because of the fact that, I tend to don't want to do that when recording because, something might happen and I have to redo things. Instead, I can just reload, which would be kind of nice. And the consequences are... I'm a little bit curious about this one. So you will see the consequences of your possible choices in advance. This is recommended game mode, as you'll be able to direct the character's fate in the way you want. You can change the settings. You will not see the consequences. Choose this option if you want to discover the results of your decision only after you're taking. Oh, absolutely, we're doing that. I don't want it to be known to me what's going to happen, as I simply don't know about the game. I could do that like for a second playthrough to really get an ending that you really want or something like that. I don't know. I think that this is how I want to play. I can restart chapters. I won't know the consequences of my actions. That seems a bit scary in some ways, but again, I don't exactly know how this game plays. So yeah, we shall see about that, won't we? You hold the fate of a single man in your hands. You will follow his life from birth to death. Your choices shall define who Sir Brante will grow up to be. You will decide his personality, social status, and the mark he'll leave on history. With every step he takes, at your behest, Sir Brante's character will change and evolve. Your decisions will close some doors for him, but open many others. The world of Sir Brante's birth is a ruthless realm where people are divided into estates. It is hard to be a hero here. Be ready to accept that Sir Brante cannot overcome every challenge in his path. Every hard choice will test his character and personal qualities. Often you will not be able to make the choice you would like to. It may happen because you chose a different road earlier, exhausted your hero's willpower, or haven't earned the right position in society. Every victory will be a struggle, a path paved with bitter losses and gut-wrenching failures. Accept the tragedy. This is how you will create a gripping and unique tale for your hero. What will become of your Sir Brante, his loved ones, and his world? It all depends on you.
The story of my life remains written on these pages. but my fate has always been my own. Every deed, every choice, every person I met made me what I am. Could I have taken a different path? Could I have found a different calling? Altered the very course of history? And what price would I have to pay?
Alright, time to learn how the game works, and bloody hell, alright, we have a book. So, chapter 1 seems reasonable. At the end of time, your fingers are stained with ink, your breathing grows ragged and your hands are shaking. Yet the words begin appearing on the page before you, one by one, clinging together to form a chronicle of your own life. Who are you, and how did you reach this end? So I predict that I will be speaking quite a lot in this game, yes. Alright then, you were born, raised and lived your entire life in the blessed Arcanian Empire. In this land, a man's destiny is predetermined at the moment of his birth. Whether human or Arcanian... Oh, it's a bit of supernatural stuff here. Right, nobleman, priest or low-born commoner all bend to the divine will of the twin gods. And each life is not but a single cog in the universe's immeasurable machine. So when I say French Revolution, I don't think that that's actually true. Where did I get that from? We'll see. Maybe it'll come back or something like that. The memories come flooding back. They engulf you as a merciless wave, binding together days that are thrice dead and gone. The dreams of your childhood, your adolescence, your youth spent in the capital, years of peace teeming with life and a war drenched in blood. High ranks and lowly deeds, opulent palaces, secretive city backstreets, fields of battle, and faces. So many faces of the people you held dear, the people who walked this road by your side. Such was your life, now all exposed by ink erupting onto the page. With your every step, you sought to change the world as you saw fit. The choices of your upbringing, the path you carved in your youth, the fruits of your struggle, the consequences of your sacrifice, all of it led you here, to the end of your time. And every choice had a price. Now, years and years later, the crossroads of your life echo in your memory, the pain and joy inextricably intermingled. Could you have taken a different path, chosen a different calling, found a different place in the world? You had the power to alter the very course of history. Oh, lovely. So now, on the verge of death, you struggle with doubt, seeking answers to the last and most crucial question of all. Your life, all the past and life, why did you walk this one? Did you choose your own fate, or was your life shaped by forces beyond your control? What determines a man's destiny? Alright, as we get our first choice here. The man himself. Your life has always been yours to live, you made your own destiny. The world around him, your path was charted for you by the people, the age and the society in which you lived. Or a higher power, your destiny was forged by a power greater than your own will. Or rather, there is no destiny. Destiny does not exist. Human life is an exercise in chance. It is not governed by any laws. And I would tend to go for this one, simply because largely that is how I see it. For real, but in some ways, I mean, the people we turn out to be, generally speaking, is determined about people around us. We absolutely have a say ourselves, and we can absolutely forge part of our destiny ourselves, but the stuff around us is so important in some ways that I'm tempted to go for this. This feels also in some ways like a kind of a boring choice. I'm not entirely sure. This might be 100% as valuable or valid as the other ones, but you know what? I'm gonna go for the world around him. Feels like, yes indeed, the people that are around me, the time that we live in, the kind of society we live in, all of that does shape you. Absolutely, it shapes you 100%. So, you know what? I'm gonna go for that one. So there we go. New page, lovely. Your final hours in this world are upon you. You close your eyes. In your mind's eye, you see them once more, the faces of your family, your friends, your foes, your underlings, your rulers. One after another, you recall the events that changed you forever. And in that moment, you know the truth. You are a part of this world, you are its flesh and blood, your family, your hometown, your empire, they all made you what you are. Your destiny was the sum total of your upbringing, your social status, other people's choices, and the age in which you live. Okay, I'm okay with that apart from that sentence, or rather that little bit there. I mean, it's not just other people's choices. I mean, obviously what I do matters as well. It's just how I decide to attack things, so to speak, is determined by stuff like this. So, alright, well, I'll stick to my choice, damn it. So, but are you right about this? Is it all true? To learn the truth, you will have to return to the very beginning, remembering every step you took along the way. On these pages, the story of a man named Chris Brante will live once more. Interesting indeed. And we are apparently newly born, 0 years. Do we... I don't click anything, alright. Chapter 1, indeed. Childhood, the year is 1118. Alright then. So what is happening during my childhood then? Okay, new page. For some, why did that happen? Alright then. Childhood, where life begins. First words, first unsteady steps. You are but a small child learning about the world in which you were born. To you, everything is so new, so baffling, and so unforgiving. Well, that's a sad take so early on. A long, trying life stretches before you, so many feats and faults, so many fateful choices to come. Yet you are already sowing the seeds of your future self. You are learning to live and survive in this world, looking for a place within it to call your own, choosing your future destiny. Who will you grow up to be? Well, that is the question, isn't it? So, right then. New page here, the prologue, growing up. Bloody, weren't we at chapter 1? Now we're in the prologue. Alright, fine. In chapters childhood, adolescence, and youth, you will live through your hero's coming of age. You will shape the protagonist's personality, his qualities, and relationships. By the end of the prologue, you will determine the estate and future occupation of your hero. Oh. Only in adulthood will he start to influence the world around him, and even the ultimate fate of the Empire. Who will Chris Brante grow up to be? It's your call. Well, alright, let's get started. So how do we begin this? Alright, childhood, where life begins first, what, etc, etc. Events in the personal life over here that can happen in this chapter, the fencing lesson. Alright, then you're there to study fencing like your father, even though you have no right to it by birth. So that apparently is something that we can't possibly do. So we need a determination that is either 4 or higher, and we need to have trained with my father. Beyond, as a small child, you suffer your first death every birth. Oh, bloody hell. So we can immediately die. Well, that's okay. Let's hope I don't do that. Insight. You experience an insight when your mother tells you about the ways of the world and lots of its inhabitants. So we need perception of 4 or higher and playing with ants. Okay. Do I need to know all of these and sort of... This is stuff that can happen. Nobleman's Sacrament. You challenge your sacred order and attempt to seize a noble lot. Oh, well, I'm willing to do that. And for some reason we need willpower more than, or rather equal to 0 or more. That doesn't seem difficult. Kiss the sword. Don't exactly know what that means. Alright then. So, how many things do we have? I already have, okay, I have... Wait. Do I not... Oh, this is what I have right now, okay. So determination. Can I... Wait. So these... Do these change then? I can't do anything with them myself. They change depending on what I do, I suppose. So your perseverance and strength of character, your ability to get your way, it affects your frame of mind and the skills you have when you grow up. Perception represents how attentive you are to other people and the world around you, your ability to comprehend and learn. It affects your frame of mind and the skills you have when you grow up, so presumably they all do. Willpower, your remaining inner strength and readiness for action, you spend it on difficult choices. We can, alright, so that is why that one thing said 0 or more, because we can actually have negative. Good to know. Deaths. After suffering a lesser death, one is reborn. One who dies a true death faces the judgment of the twin gods. Alright. So presumably not dying is one thing that we could do. Alright. And indeed, we open up. Destiny screen is now available. That one. Personality screen, House of Brante, and Family Tree. Alright, then let's have a poke at these. So the Destiny is now where we divide up the different chapters. Now, by the way, we can talk about the length of this game, which I don't think is that long. I think it's around the 10-hour mark-ish. Kind of depends on how long I take on decisions, etc., etc., I suppose. But we won't be here for too long in this game. Personality, this is me, a strapping young lad. Apparently I am, for a newborn, looking very, very sharp, I have to say. I am a lowborn estate, currently growing up, haven't died and became... Ooh. You get a crown when you go for true death, I suppose. Alright. We don't have anything of these. The House of Brante is this. That's an interesting banner, sure. The reputation is 3, tarnished honor. That is the highest of the next to lowest, I suppose we can say. So 1 more point will get us into modest position. We are dead center for wealth, which is fine. We are very peaceful. Well, not very peaceful, not harmoniously peaceful, but, you know, fairly high up. So the heir is my brother, apparently, Stephen Brante. Robert Brante's son from his first marriage, and a noble by birth. From a young age, he has been striving to be first in all things and demonstrate his superiority to the family. So presumably we will be clashing a bit with him, possibly. +1 is our relation, only in difference. That's lovely with a brother. So that is the grandfather. We have Robert Brante, who has 1 ex-wife. That's our brother. And then we have Lydia Brante, which is my mother. I'm here. I have a sister. So that's our half-brother. Rather, maybe I should say we are his half-brother and half-sister, because obviously he's the first one. Alright then, fair enough. That's all fine. Alright, and so that was just an introduction, I suppose. So indeed, we are rushing off with Chapter 1, Childhood. Let's see what it is that we are going to do. And we start by being born. At first, there was nothing. No time, no sensation, nothing but darkness and void. But then a will breathed life into nothingness. Matter and spirit were set in motion. History began its march. Aww. It was your turn to enter this world. I have arrived. Your first memory, you are lying on your back, blinded by a bright white light. You are not alone. Above you tower the colossal figures of those who created you. Sort of, I suppose. You are part of them, and they are part of you. Between you and them is an inexplicable connection, a strong, unbreakable link. They will always watch over you, guard you, and protect you. Well, I suppose my mother, by this time, has actually sort of recovered from the birth. That kind of makes sense, yes. It hurts to breathe. You let out the pain in form of a desperate scream. Your creators extend their hands towards you. There are 2 of them. The ones who made your form from their own selves and brought you into this world. They are united, yet as they lean closer, you begin to see how different they are. You can already feel their differences within you, struggling against each other. The first figure is soft and emphatic. Emphatic? I think it's emphatic. Wise and merciful. The love that emanates from it wraps your head to toe like an invisible blanket. The warmth from it is never-ending. The second figure is strong and powerful, commanding and noble. It is harsh but fair, a beacon of guidance, a force of protection, and merciless punishment for every misdeed. Okay, don't do anything against that, I get it. Yet there is also a third figure. It is like a shadow barely seen behind them, yet already pulsing with an unbreakable will to live. It is the very will to live that is now growing ever stronger in you. A soft open palm, a strong closed fist, a lingering distant shadow. You struggle to loosen the swollen clothes wrapped around you and extend a tiny hand into the world. Alright. Okay. So we can either go, I assume, my mother, which is the kind one, to the fist, which is the father, but who is the shadow? Well, I am kind of curious. Is this when we die the first time? And if I click this, do I just die immediately? Is that like death just chilling out, looking at us? You know what? I'm not gonna go for that one. We're gonna go for our father. Let's be a bit commanding. Let's be a bit tough and strong, etc., etc. There we go. That's our first proper choice. So the fist is stiff, coarse, and even unpleasant to the touch, but this firm hand belongs to your father. A tiny newborn, you are helpless before the full-grown man. Helpless? In what way? What is he planning? Your little hand practically challenges him and his strength, and he accepts the challenge. Oh, bloody hell. Your father's fist opens. His hand strokes your little hand gently, if somewhat awkwardly. It is a tender gesture, a glimpse into something he will seldom let show in the years to come. So for that, I get determination. I'm still spineless, but you know what? Moving in the right direction, I suppose. Alright then, so that was indeed the birth. Your life in this world begins. How will you live it? Let's continue. So we are moving in the determination path. So there we go. We are now 1 year older. And we get to another step. As the days go by, you learn to tell your parents apart. You recognize father by his heavy breath and strong cold hands. He visits you rarely. So Robert Brante, hello there, little Chris Brante. We are playing hide and seek apparently. At 1 year old. I don't think that's gonna work very well, but sure. Mother's tender voice, however, follows you day and night. From Lydia here. My, you're growing so quickly, my child. I am, thank you very much. There are 2 more children in the family, named Stefan and Gloria. Oh, so Gloria is actually older. Fine. Gloria sings songs to you. She often dresses you in tight clothing and gently holds your hands as you learn to take your first steps. Stefan likes to sweep you up and pinch you and toss you in the air. Well, bloody hell, older brother, chill out. So, oh look, this is your brother and sister. So there's Stefan Brante. Yep, you're my little brother. We're gonna play together. But I'll always be in charge, cause you were born a commoner. Yes, apparently I am indeed. And Gloria, be quiet you. He doesn't understand yet. Come on, baby Chris, let's go play in the yard. They seem very much like the same age. She almost seems older, but that wouldn't make sense unless she was born a bastard. Alright, interesting. It is hot outside. You grip your brother's hand with one hand and your sister's with another as they help you walk down the giant stone stairs. Then you sit on the ground and start exploring the sparse blades of grass with your fingers. It tickles. In the sky far above and away from you is a gigantic pillar, a perfectly straight stick made of light. It is so bright it hurts you to look at it. Why are you staring at the shining pillar? It's not going anywhere, you know. Hey, I wanna play hide and seek, says Stefan. He's just a little baby. How's he gonna play? That's a very accurate estimation. Then you hide him, and I'll try to find both of you. Well, that's fine. You have no idea what they're talking about, but you support them with happy cooing. This is strange, but exciting. Stefan and Gloria glance at each other. Then your brother walks to a big tree, closes his eyes, and starts shouting something. Gloria takes your hand and walks you through the yard. Your sister takes you behind some thick bushes by a tall wall. The light from that light stick on the horizon barely reaches here. You can't see home from this place. The ground is crawling with tiny black bugs. Gloria sits you down on the ground and puts a finger to her mouth for some reason, and then she's gone. Oh, bloody hell, Gloria. I don't know why you put your fingers to your mouth. I have no idea. You can no longer hear Stefan's voice. Gloria is nowhere to be seen. You feel colder. The bugs are no fun to play with. You've been sitting here for a long time, completely alone. Nobody checks on you. Did they forget about you? Did they abandon you? Well, alright, so I suppose if we want to go fairly the same route, we can start finding our way home. That presumably is some determination. I can just chill out or cry. You know, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not that kind of a child. You know what? I'll just relax. I'll just sit and wait. I mean, surely someone will come at some point, right? So let's play with the sticks and bugs. The bush is covered with leaves swaying in the wind. You brush through them with your fingers. The twigs and branches are stiff and will not bend. They are different from the blades of grass. Down on the ground you see a group of bugs carrying a little twig. You grab it from them. They're so funny. One of the bugs crawls on your finger and bites it just enough to sting. Oh, am I gonna die now then? Bloody hell. You hear brisk steps and the leaves and twigs rustling and parting. Your mother leans over you. You greet her with a happy face and show her the finger with the bug on it. So that's where they took you. Mother picks you up, puts you to her chest and pats you on the head. Your brother and sister stand behind her, clearly feeling guilty. Gloria is in tears. Stefan keeps staring at his feet. You hug Mother tightly. She's there now. Lovely. And I get some perception from that. So that moves me up towards being curious and inquisitive. Feels like that's a pretty good thing to have. Because being able to sort of gauge people and being able to learn more, I feel that perception is one that we possibly should start working for. I'm not entirely sure how I could have figured out the perception would be the stat that we would be increasing here, but alright then, fair enough. Let's move on. We're moving on to 2 years old. Alright then, so the Great Descent. Ooh. Is it either the cellar or just coming down from the second floor or something? Another memory. You are still a little child, but you can already talk and run around your own. Today is out of the ordinary. Father is busy around the house, giving orders to the servants. Throughout the day, the kitchen has been abuzz with work, and there are solemn, gloomy preparations and candles being lit. Even your older brother Stefan is quiet today. Mother takes you around and brings you to your sister Gloria. My son, today is the Great Descent. Okay, so it actually wasn't a... it actually... Oh, well, actually... No, it has nothing to do with the actual stairs, I suppose. My son, today is the Great Descent. We honor the day when the twin gods descended to us. We must spend this day in reverence to the gods. You are too young to understand, so just do everything your sister says for now. Well, I don't really trust my sister so much, but let's see what she has for me. Gloria takes you to the playroom. There are no toys here, no chairs, even the carpet has been taken away. There is nothing there but a bare wooden floor. Today you are not allowed to go to any other rooms, and will be eating nothing but gruel and stale bread. On the day of the Great Descent, everyone must be where they belong. Well, that's... I don't think that I particularly care for the twin gods. Not right now. It is quiet, unusually so. Muffled voices from beyond the door are all you can hear. You are sitting on the cold floor, confused, with no idea what to do. Then you hear your sister's voice, a lonely sound in the empty room. It is a little song that Mother taught her. You hold your breath as you listen to it. When I'm gonna try to put a bit of a melody to this. No. When the twins came down to earth, they brought lots for every birth. Let us count them. 1, 2, 3. The twins made them for you and me. Aw, cute. Nobles rule and bravely fight. They protect us with their might. Priests work hard to understand, guide us by the twins' commands. Common people work and toil, always patient, never spoiled. Leave your lot where you were born, to the day when you pass on. Know your lot and know the prayer, for the twins see everywhere. Kinda stumbled a bit on the end there with the rhyming there. But alright then, so this kind of says that don't try to be someone you're not, because you're gonna not like it, sort of. You are transfixed by the tune. Gloria notices your gaze, and a smile creeps across her face. You like the rhyme, don't you, Chris? Do you know what it's all about? Look, there are 3 lots, right? They were brought us by the twins when they descended to us from the shining pillar. So that is still there. So the twins seems to be very real and not necessarily supernatural then. Remember that pillar of light on the horizon? That's it. You can see the shining pillar anytime from anywhere in the world, apart from the place where you left me, you bastard. If you follow your lot as you live, you'll reach the peak of the pillar, and if you don't, you'll get eternal torment at the foot. So basically, don't step on a line, you idiot. You and I are lowborn. Mom is a commoner too, so the lot for you and me is to suffer, and to be patient and work hard. Understand? The priests and the nobles have other lots. The nobles fight and rule over everybody. The priests, well, I'm not really sure what they do, but I guess they talk to the twins and then teach everybody. Well, they say that, presumably. Interesting. Gloria stares at you intently. Did you get it, silly? Then she shakes her head and keeps singing the song over and over again. Her voice transfixes you, drawing you in. The room starts to glow like the sky. From this light emerges 2 figures you have known ever since the moment of your birth. One of them embraces your sister's shoulder, the other stands guard behind her back. You watch this happening before your very eyes, unable to turn away. Gloria is swaying to the song, unaware of what is happening. She sings the final verses once more. Know your lot and know the prayer. You feel compelled by this divine sight to express yourself somehow. You feel words condescending within you from the light. But what will these words be? I can either finish the song properly, I join my sister finish the song the same way I heard it, or you shout words of your own instead of the last line of the song. Oh, obviously we're going for that one, yes. That's absolutely 100% what we're doing. So, know your lot, know the prayer, and I say, the lots are lies told to everywhere. The lots are lies told everywhere. Yeah, there we go. That was bound to put me into good books. You shout these words, but you had no idea how they came to you. The shining pair standing behind her back turn to look at you. You can feel their gaze piercing you from top to bottom. When the moment passes, they melt into the dim light coming from the window. Now Gloria is staring at you. You see disappointment in her eyes. Ooh, that's not good. Chris, that's not the way the song ends. Why did you ruin it? Again, determination. You shrug, quite pleased with your cleverness. Yes, indeed. Alright, so now I am active. I am up 1. Don't know when this is gonna come into play. Presumably, maybe not so much now that we are growing up. Maybe later when we are in adulthood, I would almost assume. So right then, that was year 2, so to speak. We move on to year 3. Lovely. So what do we do now? Year 1121, Spring the Origin. Sorry. You are starting to understand more and more of what the adults say. Your family is an unusual one. Your father is a nobleman, but not by birth. His is a title earned through great service. But your mother is a low-born woman, a commoner. Because of this, you were born a commoner, but father says you may yet come unto nobility. Interesting. You learn to read at an early age. Together with mother, you'll read and learn by heart the many poems about the divine twins, the twin gods who reside upon the shining pillar. Mother calls them these poems prayers. Again and again, you try to discern the shapes of the gods in the strip of holy light that shines in the sky all day and night, but the light is too blinding to gaze upon. The greatest joy of all is when the stairs are no longer an insurmountable obstacle. You can climb and even jump from step to step. Father urges you to be more careful and avoid climbing too high. Well, shut up, Dad. But even though you keep falling, you never stop being curious about the world around you. Your older brother Stefan now spends less and less time playing with Gloria and you. Playing with the commoners is beneath a nobleman to be, he says. So Gloria calls him names, and Stefan pulls her pigtails. Ah, lovely. One fine evening, Father gathers you all in the city room with an announcement. You will have another little brother or sister soon. Interesting. Gloria asks him to bring home a little sister. Another brother would be too much. Stefan gets frustrated. There are too many little siblings getting in his way as it is. I mean, it's not like anyone is competing against you, bloody hell. Soon you will be an older brother too, and it doesn't really matter who the youngest will be, a boy or a girl. You will love them the most. When Father comes back from his trips, he reads his adult books aloud for you. You find those stories of wars, generals, and rebellions quite enchanting. And Father approves of your fascination. So presumably, had we chosen our mother's hand, this would most likely have been my mother reading to me instead, possibly. So from my father here, study hard, and maybe one day you'll become a noble of the mantle and earn your sword. But first, you need to grow up. Well, we're working on that, damn it. Growing up, the concept is as terrifying as it is alluring. Yes, indeed. So, here we go. The lot of suffering. That's us. Oh, and now my mother has a cane. Lovely. You keep staring at the carpet under your feet. You are both ashamed and proud, and it feels odd. A scratch on your hand stings a little. Stefan is standing next to you, sniffling from pain. Oh, have I punched my brother by any chance? Your brother was training in the yard with a wooden sword. You wanted to play with him, but he ended up getting angry and throwing the sword at you. The stick hit you in the shoulder. You picked it up and hit him with it. There we go. Good job, me. You see Mother's shoes walking to and fro on the carpet. You do not want to look up. You would rather not see her angry. She's not as gentle to you these days. Well, if I'm doing stuff like that, then yes. So why did you hurt Stefan, Chris? You stammer out an explanation. He hit you first. You just hit him back. How dare he pester me like that? When I grow up, I'm gonna hit you with a real sword. Well, alright, we'll have to keep a lookout for you, I suppose. Mother shushes you both and speaks to you again. Her voice is stern, and yet you can still feel her concern for you. Even if Stefan hits you, you cannot hit him back. You are my son, and I was born a commoner. Our lot is to suffer. But your brother was born from a noble father and a noble mother. His sacrament is coming soon, and then he'll rule over the likes of us. If you are the noble, you must be punished. That is your lot. And the sooner you learn it, the better off our entire family will be. Oh, bloody hell. Now Stefan looks at you in triumph. You look up at Mother in fear, not sure what to do. Aha. Alright, so... Okay. Wait, what did that do? Alright, so since I have... Ah, right, okay, fair enough. I have willpower. Well, actually, I don't have any willpower. But I can accept my punishment because I do indeed have 0 or higher willpower. I can keep denying, or I can demand an explanation. If I want to be perceptive, I think that this might be the one. You know what, let's be a little defiant. Let's not outright deny that I am guilty, but let's just let's prod that a little bit, shall we? So, what do I say? I say, well, not much, I am asking questions. I start asking questions, why were you born a commoner if your father is a noble? If you have your father's name, why can't you have his lot? And why can't you choose a lot for yourself if you don't like the one you have? Mother is stunned by all these questions you are peppering her with. Don't you dare ask me about that, Chris. I'll violate my law if I start explaining it all to you. I'm a commoner, not a priest. You're flogged in front of your entire family. The pain burns on your skin again and again. Tears keep rolling down your cheeks. It feels like punishment will never end, and there's bloody blood everywhere. In order for you to walk when you're finally let go, you slowly climb the stairs and walk to your room. You see a book on your bed, The Teachings of Isacius, Volume 2. Who gave me that then? Your tears have dried now. You begin to read, slowly making your way through the difficult words. And that is not English, or, well, any language on Earth. So presumably French Revolution is out, I think. Every death of the body bringeth the soul ever closer to the twins' judgment. Right, the twins' judgment. The twins' judgment. Does that imply that we kind of want to die, at least like 1 or 2 times, possibly? And when the body dieth a true death, the soul soareth to the shining pillar. The twin gods do judge every soul, and their judgment is stern and unforgiving. He who followeth his lot in life from birth shall melt in bliss atop the peak of the shining pillar. Alright, and indeed, I get perception! Good, good, good. I wanted that to go up. I am now curious. The words confuse and elude you, instilling fear and awe. You will read this mysterious book again and again as you grow up. So there we go. I'm definitely feeling like perception is an interesting way to go, I think. Alright then, glorious rhymes or prayers. Mother mostly stays in her chambers now. With each passing day, she grows heavier and her features get rounder. Yes, that is what pregnancy does to you. It gets difficult for her to walk, but she still smiles all the time. One day she takes your hand and puts them on her big belly, and you feel a movement deep inside her. You will have another brother or sister soon. Gloria takes you and walks to the yard now. You explore the yard together under the evening light of the pillar, and she sings you songs and tells you amazing stories. Hey Chris, do you want to hear a rhyme? I wrote it myself. There's even a bit about you, but don't tell anyone, okay? Writing poems and songs is only for nobles. If Mommy hears about it, I'll get flogged. Remember how you got flogged for hitting Stefan? Our judge is my second father. Alright, here's the rhyme. Let me start over. Our judge is my second father. In the past I had another. Mother says the twins are great, says we should not fight our fate. Brother loves to jump around, please don't fall down on the ground. See, I wrote a little rhyme, please don't tell them, it is mine. I kinda like that, good job, Gloria. But today your sister is nowhere to be seen. She promised to take you to the old pond and show you the red frogs that live there, but then she vanished. The servants join you in your search. Even Mother leaves her chambers when she hears the commotion. Finally you find Gloria in the far corner of the garden. She's holding a quill and sheets of paper covered in poetry. What have you gotten yourself into? Mother becomes angry the moment she sees it. She looks through the poetry and her face grows dark with rage. Gloria is standing before her, wringing her hands, looking for an opportunity to run, but there seems to be no escape. What is this nonsense, Gloria? We talked about this. You were told to take care of your little brother. You are absolutely not allowed to entertain yourself with this writing. I can decide that for myself, Mom. That's not the correct answer there. No, you cannot. It has already been decided by the gods. And he's not a little brother anymore. He doesn't need a nanny. And I need some time alone to think for myself. I'm not hurting anyone. I mean, I'm always going to be your little brother. You doofus, but sure. You are a commoner and a future wife. It's time you learn how to properly care for children. Had your disgraceful former father kept me in his house, you could have been born a noble. But that is not our fate, and you're absolutely forbidden from ever spoiling paper and wasting ink again. Alright, so yes, okay, that makes sense. If we go to the family tree, actually... Ah, yes. I see how the family tree works now. Gloria is actually not my full sister. We are all half siblings. I'm actually going to be the only one who has a full sibling because they have another child. I see. All right, that's how that works. All right then, Mother grabs Gloria firmly by the hand and takes you both into the house. The scribbled sheets fly into the fireplace. Gloria sobs violently. You are a bystander to the scene, unsure how to act. So, determination, as I can do that. I have 2 determination. I can complain about your sister. You complain to Mother about how Gloria often is on that. Doesn't seem fair. Since I have perception, I can write the rhymes with her. Or with willpower of 0, which I have, I can comfort her. Or I can just do nothing. No, we're going down the perception route. Let's be a bit rebellious here together with her. So there we go. I'm already screwing my character up, aren't I? In terms of the twin gods. I think I might be, you know. So Mother leaves, the last of your sister's poetry burns away in the fireplace. You hug your sister and whisper to her. Let's go to the library, you say. The 2 of you can hide on the table and write something together. Gloria shakes her head violently. Mother said no, and there is no way she would ever defy her. I mean, you kind of defied her from the beginning. You reassure her that it will be your secret. You pull Gloria to the library, she fights you, but you refuse to relent. You carefully peek inside. Your sister takes a small book from one of the shelves and you read it together under the table. It's a book of poetry about eternal love. Gloria clearly adores it. You decide to write a poem of your own. She recites a line in an ecstatic voice and you repeat it after her and offer a rhyme of your own. She nods happily. Lovely. So indeed, my perception goes up again. You do this until the day ends. You have written a poem of your own and learn it by heart, but not a single line of it has been committed to paper, which means you've stayed true to your mother's rule. Well, aren't we clever, huh? Alright then, well, that was year 3 of our childhood, on to year 4. And now, it's the winter, the coming sacrament. Mother is in her armchair knitting woolen jackets, pants and socks for the little one. Wouldn't we have a lot from where I was a bit of a baby? Maybe not. The baby will need to be kept warm, she says. Father spends less time at home now. Mother says he's very busy with his important job. He's a judge, after all. One day you decide to ask Mother about Stefan and Gloria. How come they're brother and sister to you, but not siblings to each other? And, well, my dear, I didn't give birth to Stefan, you see. He's the son of another mother, and Gloria is the daughter of another father. Come now, don't knit your brow like that. You'll understand when you're older. Yeah, that would be a slight confusion, yes. But I mean, we are also 4 years old. Had we only been told this earlier, it should not really have been such a confusion. How is that even possible? You're all the family, are you not? Several days later, Mother calls Stefan and Gloria to the sitting room. You sneak in after them. At first, Mother gets angry and asks you to leave, but then she relents. You are told to sit still, be quiet, and remember every word you hear. When you enter the temple, bow to the twins. First to the elder on the right, and then to the younger on the left. How can twins be different ages? That doesn't work. Stefan, you are a nobleman to be, so walk along the side paved with marble, where the benches are. Gloria, you walk along the sharp side. When you're there, you must get down on your knees, each on your own side. Stefan, kiss the sword. Alright, so kiss the sword, that is what we had as one of our things that can happen. Gloria, my daughter, they will strike you with the lash. Bloody hell. Don't be afraid of it. Resign yourself to the suffering it brings. It is the blessing of your lot. Well, bloody hell, this nation is weird. Gloria doesn't like the idea of the lash. Well, who can blame her? There's a tense feeling in your chest as well. You were told to remember this. Will the lash strike you too one day? Well, yes, obviously. Unless we manage to become a lord at some point. On the next day, they take your brother and sister to the temple. You run toward them when they finally come back. The back of Dora's dress is soaked with blood. She is hunched a bit, sobbing quietly. Stefan is putting on airs, acting prouder than ever. Nothing else looks different about them. It's like all is the same. And yet everything has changed. Each of them has accepted their lot. And now Stefan is a little bit less interested in me. Alright, fine. Guess I can't do much about that. And that would be my house, right? So the unity has gone down a bit. Alright, fair enough. Possibly because of my actions, yes. Alright, brother and sister's sacrament. Yes, they took their sacrament. And we have a newborn! The baby has come! You eye the little bundle in your father's arms with curiosity. Behind the many layers of swaddling clothes is your newborn baby brother. Mother is glowing and smiling with joy. Stefan and Gloria are also there, all excited. You promise yourself you're going to be the best big brother in the world. You'll never hit him. Oh no, the two of you will play together and tease Stefan together and help Mother together and go on so many adventures together. Oh, aren't you a sweet summer child? It feels so strange to be an older brother. Just the other day you were the youngest in the family, but everything is different now. Your parents name your little brother Nathan, and Mother spends the day and night by his side. Nathan cries all the time, day and night. Mother barely gets any sleep. She's so worn out she starts forgetting things. Like today, for instance, she forgot her knitting in the armchair in the sitting room. You'd better bring it back to her as soon as possible. You run to Mother's bedroom. You miss her smile so much. You walk in without saying hello and give her the knitting. But instead of gratitude, you get an ice-cold, exhausted stare. Nathan is also there, screaming all the time. Ah, we have one of those children. Go away, Chris, you're bothering me, says Mother. She spits these words out through her teeth. You look at the bawling newborn, she can't even get a minute of respite. Enough already, when are you going to stop? I just want some peace and quiet. Ah, my poor, poor brother. Alright, then Mother leaps across the room and starts shaking Nathan with malice in her eyes. His cries get even louder. She looks so tired from his never-ending scream. She seems to be within an inch of smashing him against the wall. Somebody has to do something. You are scared of your mother right now, but you fear of Nathan's life much more. So had I had a better relationship, which I apparently could have had at this point, yes. Had I chosen slightly different, yes, I could possibly done that. With willpower, I can snatch Nathan from Mother. That doesn't seem like a good idea. I can run to Father, or I just try to help her. I'm gonna try to help her as much as I can by myself, yes. Because if I go call Father for help, Nathan might actually not be alive anymore. So let's go for that. Mother keeps shaking Nathan violently. You cannot stay away any longer. He's no longer bawling. He's shrieking. Just leave me alone, says Mother. But then out comes your voice so loud it drowns out the cries. No, it's not Nathan's fault, Mother. You were just tired. Please don't do anything to my little brother. If you have to punish somebody, punish me instead. He's too young. He won't understand. Your mother freezes and looks at you, her eyes two narrow slits. Her stare is cold and full of pure wrath, so pure you cannot help but recoil in fear. Oh, okay. That was unexpected. Are you trying to teach me how to take care of a child? Are you giving me lessons on calming a newborn baby? You're insolent, insipid, nagging know-it-all. It's time you learned your place. Oh, bloody hell. There we go, there's the slap. She puts Nathan down on the bedsheets. Well, that's kind of what we wanted, so good. Then moves towards you. You step back, but a closed door blocks your way. She slaps you across the face. Your ears ring from the heavy blow, and your cheek burns from her wrath. You wince and close your eyes, expecting a second slap, but nothing comes. Nothing but Mother's heavy breath and Nathan's shrill cries. Then there's a knock on the door. You step aside. Father walks in. He looks at you, clutching a reddened cheek, at the bawling baby, at Mother, her eyes red with rage and tears, her breath heavy and ragged. You might want to step in and be, a father. Could be one of those times. Go to your room, son. I'll join you soon. You do as you're told. Back in your room, you press your aching cheek against the cold window, hurt in days by what just happened. Soon enough, Nathan stops crying. You hear Father's heavy footsteps in the hallway. He comes into your room and sits on the bed next to you. Son, please do not be angry with your mother. The twins know she wishes nobody any harm. This is a difficult time for her, but we will make it through it as a family. You stepped up to protect your brother, and you acted like a little nobleman today. I'm proud of you. Your mother and Nathan are resting now. How bad does it hurt? You shake your head. Not bad, but your hand still aches to clutch the cheek. Father embraces you with a sorrowful smile and gingerly pats you on the head as you press you forward into his housecoat. Things are calm now, the trouble is past, you're quietly happy. So I get determination from that, which is fine. So if I go to my personality, I'm actually... Alright, I was sort of tempted to go for perception, but it appears as if I'm going for both. Right now, which is fine. We haven't gotten to any of these yet. We can start getting into determination, or rather for that one, and we're getting close to both of these actually. I haven't played with the ants. That was not what I did before, apparently. But I think that indeed this is where we are gonna end the episode, this first episode. If we just click continue, we can go over to the next year, I suppose. Nathan is born. Big milestone in the family. And we are most likely, yes indeed, moving over to our 5th year of age. So there are a couple of years left, or 3 or 4 years left, so we are going to end everything off here with the toy soldiers. That is going to be interesting. I gotta say, this is... I'm not 100% sure that this is exactly what I expected. But I mean, we are also in, like, the first chapter, the sort of making of our character. What will happen later? I don't know. There are tabs left, so we have... yeah, I don't even know what these are, because that will not... oh, right. The Revolt, there we go. So that's for later. Let's not talk about that right now. But yes, indeed. The life and suffering of Sir Brante is shaping out to be an interesting one, and yes indeed, choices very much do matter. We have seen that already. We're not even past the sort of... well, we are past the prologue, I suppose. It is chapter 1 we're in, but we aren't even past our growing up, and we still have made choices that have made differences. So, bloody hell, this is going to be an interesting one, I think. Hope that you enjoy this, and hope that you will enjoy the continuation of this series. For now though, this has been ghostmutgaming with me, Christopher. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.